America, subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/FowlerShow. America! I'm going to say it again because I was really going to say it to talk about this segment, but I thought I would tell you subscribe before I said America. We have seen a push from some to raise the minimum wage in this country. And that push has been met by a lot of opposition from, businesses and the Chamber of Commerce and blase, 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 blase. Now, we've also seen a move on the left to put constant pressure and agitation. So we've seen strikes from, fast food workers. We've seen strikes from Walmart employees. We've seen strikes we've seen strikes from transportation employees. People are really trying to push to raise the minimum wage. Now, let's just put some things into perspective. Everybody knows New York is an expensive place, right? A drink in New York costs you $20. Rent in New York, I don't want to talk about it. Food in New York, I don't want to talk about that either. Exorbitantly expensive. But if you work at a McDonald's or a Wendy's and you have a family of 3 or 4, you could make anywhere between, if you're lucky, you can make $18,000 a year. If you're unlucky, you can make $10,000 a year. Now you tell me, do you think you could feed a family of 2 or 3 or 4 off $10,000 a year? I live alone. I have no kids, no wife, and I cannot feed myself for $10,000 a year and pay for rent and all the other stuff I got to pay for. I can't do it. So I don't understand how somebody can do it who has 2 kids. I don't even understand how somebody who makes $20,000 a year or $30,000 a year can feed a family of 2 or 3. I don't know how they do it. America, it blows my mind. I have no idea how they do it. I don't. I give them so much kudos for being able to do it, for being able to feed a family of 3 or 4 or 5 off of $30,000 a year or $40,000 a year. Hey, listen, I will give them my shoes. They could take the shirt off my back because that is some admirable work. Admirable work. But when will we step up as a nation and say we need to do more, right? When will we step up as a nation and say we need to raise the minimum wage in this country? As in the developed world, we have the lowest minimum wage, right? And then people complain. You hear people complain about how, these people are mooching off the government. These people are taking government handouts. They wouldn't have to take government handouts or mooch off the government if we raised the minimum wage. I said this a couple weeks ago. A new statistic and study indicated that if you took a Walmart or Super Walmart has 300 people working there, take $1 million a year in government handouts or government subsidies, whether it be Section 8 or whether it be WIC or whether it be food stamps, all this stuff. So every Walmart that has 300 employees or more is costing the U.S. taxpayer $1 million. So if we want to stop the U.S. taxpayer from giving these quote-unquote handouts, then maybe what we need to do is raise the minimum wage and allow it to adjust for inflation. The President in State of the Union address this year asked for us to raise the minimum wage to $10.10 and then make it adjustable for inflation. Even Mitt Romney wants to raise the minimum wage and make it adjustable for inflation. Yet still, we have found opposition to raising the minimum wage. Why? Because there's people out there that do not believe you should get a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. This is about the haves continuing to have and the have-nots having less. America. I said this last week. I will say it again. I will hit this till I'm blue in the face. This is about economic justice. This is about solving the income inequality problem in this country. Let's raise the minimum wage. What will it hurt you? What will it hurt? What will it hurt you, Koch brothers? What will it hurt you, Sheldon Adelson, for people who work at your organizations who make minimum wage to make $2 more an hour? What will it hurt you, Walmart, for allowing individuals that work at your company to make $2 an hour more? Not very much. Not when you're making profits hand over fist. Not when you're making so much money you don't know what to do with it. Not when you can give $1.5 million to a political campaign and not even lose sleep over it. It's not hurting you. to pay these individuals $1 or $2 more. And to be perfectly honest, all these arguments about how this is going to decrease economic productivity, how this is going to cost the business more, and how this is going to hurt our economy, it's just not true. Because when workers are making more money, they have more purchasing power. And for Walmart, well, we already know that 70% of the workers' paycheck or more goes to buying stuff at Walmart, meaning that you can get more money off the profits that you make from your employees. You see where I'm going with this, America? You see why this makes sense? This makes sense because when you give them more money in their pockets, they're allowed to do more with that money. Statistics have already shown us, and studies have already shown us, that those individuals that make less spend most of their money. They don't save anything because they don't have any money to save. Most of them, they have no discretionary income left for savings. It's all income that's used to pay for rent, pay for food, pay for housing, pay for clothes on their backs. Let's give these people a leg up. Let's show them how good America is as we celebrate Independence Day, and as we celebrate the greatness of America, and as we all walk around with American flags and American flag pins in our lapel. Let's not trample on American values. Let's stand up for the working class. Let's stand up for those individuals that work for a living.